Welcome to the 30-Day Anxiety Challenge. My goal in this series of 30 videos is to inform you about what causes anxiety, what happens to your body and your mind when you get anxious, and most importantly, what you can do to reduce and/or stop your anxiety. The bulk of this challenge will be spent in talking about anxiety reduction, and I encourage you to follow along and give each tip and idea a try on that day and going forward. We're going to start initially by talking a little more about what anxiety is and how it can affect you. Now, whilst the simple act of reading more about anxiety may cause you anxiety in the beginning, it's important to get the whole picture, so do hang in there, as this will help you down the road to implement the suggestions for reducing anxiety and get better at noticing what helps and what doesn't. Whilst you may not want to read or talk about anxiety, there's something to be said about facing the issue head on. In most cases, what we're really anxious about is uncertainty, or what I call the fear of the unknown. When we don't understand what's going on or don't have a clear picture of what the future holds, we tend to get anxious. That's why the first few days of this challenge are very important. Anxiety is a normal state of mind, and to my way of thinking, it is in fact a coping strategy, not a disorder, as most people view it. And as far as it goes, it is at one level very effective. Let me explain. If you are suffering from a phobia, for example, which is one form of anxiety around snakes or flying, it makes perfect sense, does it not, to not go near a snake or to not go near an aeroplane. So the mind creates this anxiety with a view to helping you avoid those particular stimuli. And it usually works perfectly. But the quality of that survival, the quality of that avoidance strategy, if you like, is not good. So we need to find a better coping strategy. Every single human being experiences anxiety from time to time. It's nature's way of motivating us to get our butt into gear in response to a real or potential threat. Without getting anxious about the long, dark winter, we wouldn't be motivated to stockpile food stores. Without being anxious about an exam, we wouldn't take the time to study instead of hanging out with friends. So some degree of anxiety can be a good thing, even if it doesn't always feel particularly good. The problems arise when we are anxious too much and too often. The fast-paced world in which we live, with its many demands on our time and attention, and the constant exposure to stimuli, can cause our anxiety to spiral out of control. This can be a big problem. Our heart rate goes up, our breathing increases, and we kind of get ready for a fight or flight response as a coping strategy. It's all perfectly normal if you get anxious every once in a while. And as the threat is dealt with or goes away, the body slowly but surely calms back down. But what happens when you are in a constant state of anxiety? What happens when you get anxious more and more frequently, as many of us do these days? The body has no chance to calm down, so we are constantly on high alert. Our bodies have to pump more and more adrenaline and cortisol into our system. We stay wound up and anxious for longer periods of time. This places a lot of chronic stress on the body and the mind, and that's the type of anxiety we are going to work towards reducing or stop. It's not about never feeling anxious again. It's about finding and restoring balance, health and well-being. So I hope you'll join me in this challenge over the coming 30 days. View each video, try the suggestions and tips, pay attention to how you feel. And if you'd like some one-on-one time with me, Crispy and Jones, I'm an Australian psychologist, then do go to anxietyAbolished.com to reach out to me or call me on 614022 I work online as well as face-to-face, so do subscribe to my channel, push the bell so you don't miss out on the following 29 videos.